warm welcome. My name is Lorna. I am a clinical psychotherapist and a trauma-sensitive yoga teacher. And now we're going to look at tools we can use to reduce and manage stress. So the first tool that we have to reduce and manage stress is our body. So what I really am asking you to do is to notice in your body where you feel stressed. You know the word, I feel stressed. Where do we feel stressed? Is it in your brain? Is it normally in our body? Do we feel it in the shoulders, in our arms? It's usually a higher energy, but I would like you to notice where your stress goes. It usually goes to our weakest point as well. So say, for example, if I'm feeling stressed, I've got a recurrent bad back, lower back. So my lower back will start speaking to me a little bit and noticing that. So really, I need you just to take a moment right now just to notice, where does your stress go? Where do you feel your stress in your body? A really important tool to reduce and manage stress is actually to talk about what's going on. There's always something going on that's making you feel stressed. It's the thing or the things. So really, it has to be someone who you feel safe with and you feel comfortable with. And maybe that needs to be confidential. So you have options. Number one, go and talk to your GP. If you've got a great GP and you know them, fantastic. If you don't actually know who your GP is, do ask the receptionist for a GP who is pro mental health. The receptionists know who's good in the GPs, they know good doctors. So ask for that. And you can also ask for a longer session to talk about your mental health if you ring up. Okay? Your next option is really check out in your workplace what they offer. They may offer some free therapy sessions if that feels confidential to you, if it feels okay. Work may pay for them, or they may have some other resources or tools that may be useful. And thirdly, go and find a therapist. Go and find a local therapist who you can work with. And often the NHS waiting lists can be quite long, especially post-COVID. So look online, look on the resources. We'll link the information below in the video. Find a therapist who you like the look of, and you'll get an appointment in the next few days. If work is a real trigger for your stress, ask yourself, have I got my holidays booked in? With burnout and people with high stress jobs, we recommend they take a break every 8 to 9 weeks. So just checking in with yourself, have you got your holidays booked for the next 12 months? Or even just writing them down. Okay, when was the last time I took a break? Okay, can I do this? You be quite creative with that. Again, with burnout, people show up at work. They don't, and often have to be persuaded to go and take that break to refresh. Get your holidays booked in. Also with working from home more, and again, also in the office, are you taking breaks? Stand up, leave your desk. We can get really into the work and we just want to be doing the work and doing the work. We need to physically leave the workspace, whether that's in the home or in the office, and go and move, breathe, and just switch the channel a bit. So we're not just work, work, work. If work is the problem, also really just take a moment to notice, who can I speak to? Who is my support? Can I speak to my boss? Can I delegate? Do I need other tools and systems in place? It won't be seen as a weakness. It won't be seen as a weakness. Who do I need to speak to now? What support do I need? And if the answer isn't just clean and perfect, maybe you need to go and speak to the HR department. Hit the button. Get the support you need now. A really great tool to reduce stress is to look at your sleep routine. So I really want you to notice, is my stress impacting my sleep? And what can I do about this? So begin to notice your screen time. Have you got the phone in the room with you? Is it your alarm? Can you place it outside of the room? So be creative with this. Also, your room needs to be cool, dark, quiet. All these little hacks, just start putting them in to improve your sleep. When we sleep better, it's going to reduce our stress and reduce our nervous system from really being on high alert. Food. Really important that we start to look at our diet. food, what we're drinking. Again, this will link to sleep. So if we want to improve our sleep, probably not a good idea to be having a cup of tea at 8 o'clock at night. Usually with sleep, if people are struggling, we'd say don't have any caffeine after 2 o'clock. And also with food, like a lioness needs a full belly to be able to sleep for a day, we sleep better when we have eaten. So really looking at what food's going in, maybe being aware of the amount of sugar and stimulants, and just noticing what your body wants to eat. And also, as mentioned earlier, when we're stressed, we may either overeat and go to the cookie jar or choose to not eat. So really bringing some awareness around that. Movement is brilliant to reduce our stress. Okay, when we're stressed, chemicals are released in our brain. Remember, it's that primal, the dinosaurs coming to get me, there's some danger. So it's adrenaline and cortisol. We need to burn that off because we won't be able to sleep. Okay, so what can you do to move your body? It may be just a walk, but really swing your arms, really noticing your breath, maybe slowing your breath down, swinging your arms. Okay, you may go for a run, you may go for a swim, you may get on your bike, you might go for a run around with the kids, you might throw a frisbee. You may not want to do any of these things as well, and then it's something around actually you choosing, I'm going to do this to reduce my stress. Self-care. So what is self-care? It's a real buzzword and everyone talks about self-care. However, often people will say to me, God, what's self-care? So I just want you to take a moment to think about what self-care would look like for you. How could you take maybe an hour, 2 hours, maybe a full day? That may be too much for you, and it's different for everybody. It may be, okay, I'm going to just go for a coffee on my own. It may be I'm going to enjoy cooking a meal, painting, singing, drawing, going running, going to the gym, going to play frisbee in the park, going to see my grandkids. It's different for everybody, so please don't be swayed by the myth that you've got to go for a spa and a massage. No. So self-care may also be, I'm going to go and do my bills and be organised financially. So just take a moment to think about what self-care would look like for you. The stress container is a great tool to think about. You might even draw it, so we can start to really realise what's going on here. Okay, so imagine that you've got a container. So I often think of a cauldron. Okay, so we've got this cauldron bubbling away. Now we all have a healthy level of stress, remember, because we'd be a sloth otherwise. Yet when we've got things going on, they drop in to this container. Okay, so the stress level goes up and up and up. So just notice what things are dropping in there. So it might be a deadline with work. I've got some bills to pay. There may be a conflict in the family. Okay, there may be a health issue. Just for yourself, just think about what things are in your stress container. So the stress level goes up, and actually when it gets to the top, so it's near the top of the cauldron, anything that drops in, there's going to be something will spit out. So you might snap at someone or get really upset or be feeling really vulnerable. Okay, so it's noticing what can we do to start to bring the stress container down. So at the bottom of this container are 2 taps. One tap is self-care, as we've just talked about earlier. Self-care, what is that for you? And the other tap that will bring it down is talking. Who can you talk to about this situation and what's in that stress container for you? Again, it's your choice if you want to choose a friend. If you would prefer it to be more confidential and safe, that's your choice as well. And your options are, again, with talking, go talk to your GP. Find out at work if there's any support there. They may have something called an EAP scheme or offer free therapy or through the insurance at work. Or go and find yourself a local therapist. There's loads of great therapists and you can be seen in the next few days. Just notice what may feel right for you so you're able to talk about these stresses, and over time the stress container will reduce and come back down.